Hi there, and good morning. Well, good morning to you if you are in Europe. I'm in Norway. And maybe it's very late in the evening if you are in North America. Yeah, probably is. If you had to choose between dogs and Muslims, what would you choose? So, international outrage, of course. So there's uh, a Republican. Let's see here. Oh, what's his name? Randy Fine. Randy Fine in the USA. He, I believe, tweeted. Can I say tweeted that? Let's see if I can find it. Republican congressman's anti-Muslim remark. It says here. That's NBC News. Calls for his resignation. Okay. Uh, what did he said on X? If they force us to choose, the choice between dogs and Muslims is not a difficult one. And of course, that sparked a massive outrage. And I'm talking about this now as a Norwegian because it has sparked a very heated debate here in Norway. And I think that's because Norwegians love dogs. It's a tradition that goes back to, well, since there were people here in Norway. Um, and people just love dogs here. It's part of our culture, and I think it's something that makes us more, it makes our culture better, more kinder, and just better and warmer on an emotional level in every way. Um, so it's like it's the people on the left. They are tearing their hair out and calling everyone else a racist. And then you have people on the right saying nothing except some of them that are saying that, yeah, of course, we should not adapt our culture to religious dogma. And quite frankly, and I'm speaking now, from the heart here, as someone who have experienced that Muslim hatred for dogs, because on one occasion, many years ago, my dog ran off. It was a German Shepherd, so they don't really. Well, he didn't like to run off except on a few occasions when he kind of went hunting on his own. But that's a story for another time. But he ran off, and I was near a sports arena on that occasion, and there was like a family there, or not a family, a man and his wife, I presume, with a Middle Eastern and Pakistani look to them, and so I would assume they came from Muslim culture. And the man tried to kick my dog, and I think that's on the level, like hurting my children or something like that. It's the worst thing you can do. You can drive my car or push my car out of a cliff. I would be less angry than that. I was very angry, So this is not going to be a long live stream. I just wanted to, ask you guys, what do you think? Should we adapt our culture so that Muslims are not offended by seeing dogs that they view as unclean because of some fucking stupid, outdated religious dogma? Should we adapt to that? I think I think I know I know the answer. So it's like I'm like this, okay? I would, if I had to choose. This is a theoretical thing, of course. It's like, okay, if you had to choose between saving 1,000 people and saving your dog, what would you choose? Saving your dog or saving 1,000 people? I think that's not difficult. I don't need even a second to decide. I would, of course, save my dog because my dog is like my child almost, you know. Um, so also there is, you know, now what we're seeing here is, of course, that these certain people on the left, they really like to get annoyed and irritated and angry whenever they if they wake up and they smell something. Oh, this smells a little bit like racism, and then they just lose their mind. um, I think that this congressman here, um, it, it was maybe, I don't know, I would not have written that tweet like that, because what we're talking about here is adapting society to Islam, which I think that we obviously should not do. And you know that I've been criticizing Christianity here on my channel a lot. And there are some stupid fuckers out there who will say that, oh, you're such a coward, you never say anything about Islam. Well, I do when I want to. And now I'm doing just that, you know? We should not adapt anything to any religion. None of the Abrahamic religions and none of the other religions. The only fair way to organize a nation is through a secular, doing it in a secular way. Now, I'm a Norse heathen, you could say, or Norse pagan. I don't want Havamål to be, well, I'll take that back. Yes, I do want kids in school to read the Havamål, but I don't want, let's say, I don't want kids in school to be forced to go to a winter blot. No, no, I don't want that. That should be up to the individual, of course. And it's like you now have areas in Canada where they are Muslims, and also in London, I think, and other parts in the UK where there is such a large portion of the population that are Muslim. They hang up these posters that say that you should not walk your dog here because it offends Muslims. What is that? That's such a rude thing to say. And also, it's like, if you don't want to live in a place where people have dogs, don't move to the Western Hemisphere. Don't move to the Netherlands. Don't move to Sweden. Don't move to Germany. Don't move to Canada. Don't move to the USA. I mean, we love dogs. It's part of our culture. So, also here in Norway, there have been this. Sometimes I think that these people, they argue for the sake of it. So they've um, like I can't. Espen Teigen, he's a journalist, very much on the right, and he wrote something along the lines. So, well, if there was a burning building and he rushed in and he had to save either a human being or the dog in the building, he would no, either the Muslim or the dog in the building. He would choose to save the Muslim, and it's like, I really don't see the point of framing it like that. Um, but I would say that no, I won't even try to put myself in that. I don't know. That will never happen. So that's not what we're talking about there. But on a more serious note, I think that we should be very, very careful with where this is going, because we're talking about the ethics and the morals here. Now, if you mistreat an animal, you're a bastard and you deserve punishment for that. That's the way I see it. Yes, I do support hunting, and yes, I do eat meat, but I believe that if you are close to nature, you understand nature, you will also understand that hunting is not necessarily cruel. Um, there is no peaceful and painless death in nature. Um, but I still think that every hunter out there should be very mindful of what he or she is doing. You should not inflict unnecessary pain or much pain at all on the animal that you're hunting. And I actually think that hunting can be a beautiful thing. I actually believe that. I'm not a hunter myself, but and I have been criticizing the local boys here a lot because they are not ethically sound in what they're doing. But the thing here is that if you mistreat animals, you're a horrible human being, and you deserve only the worst. Um, and the mistreatment of dogs is normal and actually ingrained in the law in Muslim countries. Not all Muslim countries, but it's part of Islam. And anyone who tries to deny that has not read the Quran or the Hadiths. Now, everyone should have the Quran, that's my opinion, as you should have the Bible and other religious texts. But it is ingrained in that Muhammad is said to have been, if Muhammad ever was a real person, we don't know for sure, but he ordered the slaughter and killing of dogs because he had apparently a dog was sleeping, how was it, in front of his building or something, and then the archangel did not enter the building because of the dogs, so he decided to have all the dogs killed. Um, and it's a horrible thing. I mean, if you're going to live in the Western world, you need to be respectful of not only dog owners but dogs themselves. So this is my opinion on this, and I know that um, with the current political climate and the way people misunderstand on purpose, they're going to call me a racist now, but they can go and fuck themselves. I don't fucking care, and I don't like them, the people who say that, and I don't care about what they are saying. Um, I will defend dog ownership every day, and I will absolutely every day tell you that dog ownership matters a lot more than Islam or any other religion. The welfare of dogs matter a lot more than any religion, any dogma, because a religion is just an idea. A dog is a living creature with feelings. So that's how it is. Um, I will add, but I will add that by now the leftists, they have. I don't get much hate from Muslims, actually. I will now, I guess, but by now the leftists and so on, they have clicked off and written their comment, I guess. But I will say that there are quite a few Muslims who have dogs, but they are not the sort of Muslims that get down on their knees and lift their butt up several days a week. They're not like that. They are being a Muslim is part of their identity, you could say, but they don't care. And many of them have dogs because they are like us. We're practically the same at this point, and I think that's great. That's awesome, you know. So if you want to call yourself a Muslim and you have a dog, you love your dog, that's fine. You can call yourself whatever you like. But we all understand that what I'm talking about here are those Muslims that are the majority. If you look at the world, they are the majority, and they hate dogs, and they think dogs are unclean. Which I will add is a little bit. No, I won't finish that sentence, actually. Oh, yeah, Hassan Piker. Is he still on the internet? Yeah, he was caught using an electric dog collar. Yeah, he's a psycho. Very evil man. He is, yeah, he should have been cancelled a long time ago. You know what I hate? This idea that you need to be respectful of religions or ideas. I'm not going to be. I see no reason to respect a religion. I will respect people if they have earned my respect, but I don't respect IDs. I don't IDs. Religions are to me just IDs, and well, because that's what they are, and they should be challenged every day, and that's how it is. So, comment here: we live in the Ruhr area, Dortmund, Germany. Which, by the way, is a very, very ancient place to live. And you're saying, our dog is not only a loyal companion to the family, but also protects my daughters. Certain groups of people prefer to keep their distance. Win-win. Yes. Let's see here. Yeah, Hassan Piker says, utterly correct, says, Hassan is actually a good example for my argument for dog licenses. Mandatory dog behavior classes to have a dog. I absolutely agree. There should be a mandatory course that you have to take and pass to have a dog. Absolutely. Yeah, religions, Tydom says, they are frameworks more than anything. It is a bizarre notion to look down on another person for their framing of life. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I don't expect or want people to respect my, if you will, religion. It's not really a religion. It's a we have a different word in Old Norse, but I won't go there now. I don't expect anyone to respect that. I don't want that respect to be automatic. I want actually people to criticize it, but don't be an idiot. Like, don't come here and write like the green man is Satan and stuff like that, because that's just stupid. Basamatic says, regulate the hell out of pets because a streamer wasn't a good owner. No, because there are lots of people out there who mistreated their pets, and we need that to stop. So this is very simple. Let's see here. imagine the audacity of moving somewhere else and tell them how to live. Yeah. Well, not we, but our people in previous generations did that a lot from the West, and they moved to other countries, colonized other countries, colonized the Americas and told them how to live. So, yeah, it's not a good thing to do. Yeah, I mean, what's the name? Mamdani, the mayor in New York, the new mayor. His advisor or something like that has stated something very extreme about dogs, and I think we need to be careful now because everywhere where these, if you have a large Muslim portion of the population, something seems to happen every time. What seems to happen is that they impose rules on everyone so that it will fit with Islam. And I don't agree with Islam, so I don't agree with that. Yeah. So I think this is a very emotional topic. I will admit that I'm very emotional about it myself because I love dogs, and I don't like the Abrahamic religions. So it's an easy choice between for me. But I don't think it's fair to say you have to choose between Muslims and dogs. You have to choose between Islam and dogs. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Oh yeah, Amundsen. Yeah, Amundsen, first man on the South Pole. He was not a nice man. He was quite a cruel man, actually. And also, yeah, he shot the dogs as they were approaching, as they were traveling towards the South Pole, and he fed them to the other dogs. So yeah, bit of a psycho. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that because it's not a complicated topic. It really isn't. And I think I will just say that if these people, these politically correct people, if they try to win votes by demonizing those who say that they will prefer dogs to Islam, or if they even say Muslims, any day, if they try to win votes on that, saying that you're evil if you prefer dogs, they're wrong. They're wrong. So you're not going to win an election by promoting Islam and instead of dogs. So we have to cater to Islam and all of that. You're not going to win an election. Yeah. Will you ever talk about Anders Breivik? I have talked about that. I don't think he will ever see. I don't think he will ever be a free man. and I'm happy that he's in jail and he should remain there. So, Carola says, listening to your stream while the most loving dog eyes are watching me. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I have a bit of an announcement. I will finish with this announcement. I'll try to do some videos, midweek videos on the main channel. Actually. And I'm out now today filming one of those. That will be more like I did in the past. So not Viking Age, but I think I'll call them midweek musings. And I'll try to upload one of those midweek. And of course, the Viking themed videos in the weekends. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. This being YouTube, I'm sure that they will hide my videos as they always do. So that's awesome. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Have a nice evening or morning, whatever it is. We will talk again soon.